There is a place you can go at any time that is loving, safe, and full of grace. It is in the presence of the Lord. Husband-wife duo Grace and Max created music marked by rare chemistry, heartfelt storytelling, and a shared desire to point listeners towards Jesus. But it hasn't always been easy. Max shares that for the past 10 years, there hasn't been a single day Grace hasn't faced depression in some form. And Grace shares that she holds on to truth, that she is here for a purpose, a life worth fighting for. Today, they are sharing their new single around the world, Better Place. This is their story. This is today's Nashville. This is Faith. Grace, Max, what a blessing it is to have you on today's Nashville. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. This is so much fun.
I am so excited to have you. You two are young and have been doing so much. Tell me about how you got started.
So we first met when it was 2021, and we actually met at an open mic night in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And I went up to Grace and started talking to her.
Were you downtown?
It was at Tennessee Brewworks, if you know where that is. Yeah. And they do like an open mic night every Monday. And so we were there, and I started talking to Grace. And I mean, from her perspective, she'll tell you that she wasn't very interested, but I thought she was really cute. And at first I didn't think she was a Christian. And so I was like, I don't know, like, we'll see. But then she told me she does Christian music. And now and then I was like, now I'm really interested. And so that was
Okay, Grace, your perspective.
So I was 20 years old, living in Nashville. I had just moved here. Max was a freshman at Belmont University here in Nashville. And so we went to Tennessee Brewworks, and I saw him, and he started talking to me, and I could tell that he was interested in me, but he was like, I'm a freshman at Belmont. So I was like, oh, like, you are a kid. Like, you are just way younger than I am, and I'm here, I'm trying to sing. So I actually told him I was doing Christian music to try to get him to go away, because where we were at Tennessee Brewworks is not necessarily a setting that somebody would necessarily play Christian music. And that was just part of my ministry at the time. Like, I really just wanted to play Jesus music in bars. And so
that's what you were doing, open mic?
Yeah, just wanted to go to a bar and spread the gospel. I've been doing that since I was 16 and when I lived in Texas. But Max kept talking to me, and then he didn't go away. And we just got to talking, and I just really enjoyed our conversation. And he eventually asked me on a date, and I was like, okay, like, why not? I'll give him a shot. Like, he seems nice enough. And then after our first date, the rest was history. And we just kept doing music together and playing out and about at all the different local spots in Nashville. And people just kept assuming that we were a duo, even though we had our totally separate things going on. And we started getting opportunities as a duo. And we didn't want to be a duo yet, because we were just dating, or we were engaged at this time. Like, we were engaged, like, that's a lot of pressure on a dating relationship, like, maybe when we're married, like, maybe down the road. And it was...
So were you doing things on your own, and you were doing things on...
Yeah, so we were both pursuing a solo career in music. I was doing more pop music, and Grace was doing Christian music, and we were kind of both separately pursuing our own careers while at the same time supporting each other, of course, helping each other out where we could, like I played guitar for Grace, she'd sing background vocals for me, and so that was really cool. And we never thought, or at first we didn't think like the duo was even an option. I remember I said to Grace one day, I was like, what if we did like a duo project one day? And we thought we would just do like an EP or an album or something like that. We never thought it would be a full like artistry. And so it was kind of cool to see how we went from, God can change, like you can have in your head this great plan for your life, but then God can say, no, I have something else. And so it was really cool to see, like, we didn't even think that was possible. I didn't even think it was like a good option. And then God blessed it and said, no, go this way.
Well, I want to hear what would happen when you got up in one of the bars downtown Nashville and start singing about Jesus?
Yeah, it was honestly really cool, and it was a really, I miss doing it. I don't do that anymore, but I really miss going downtown and doing that, because there would be some reactions where people would be annoyed that I was there and just roll their eyes, and I would just sing my original songs, but I would come from a place of like, this is my story, and this is what I've gone through, and this is my testimony, and that's something I feel like is so, nobody can take that away from me. Like, everybody has their own story, everybody has stuff that they've gone through, and when you can stand up and say, I've been through this, and I am on the other side of it, and I love the Lord, and He got me through it, or even if you're in the middle of it, it's like, I'm still choosing to trust the Lord. It brought a lot of really cool conversations. There was a lot of people searching for the Lord and they didn't know it. And so there was a lot of really fruitful conversations that would happen. And then some people just didn't want to hear it. So some people would leave, but I'm like, you know what? That's out of my control. It's not for me to control. It's just for me to share. And it was really cool. We should do it again soon, honestly.
So how many, every open mic you would go and?
Yeah, I would just, every open mic, so like Tennessee Brewworks is one that's pretty popular. There's one in Leapers Fork. And I would do it in Texas too at different restaurants. And any open mic, any writers round, just anywhere I could play, basically, I would just go and just sing my songs about Jesus. And
what would be some of the conversations that people would come up to you? Do you remember anybody? Did anybody ever receive the Lord from talking to you, or?
I wasn't there for anybody to receive the Lord, but I really believe that the Lord used that to plant some seeds. And so I don't know, like maybe when I get to heaven one day, I'll find out like, hey, the Lord used you at that open mic night or at that bar. But I think there's just a lot of people who would just ask me questions like, why do you still believe? Or like, why do you trust God? Or like, or people would open up honestly and be really vulnerable and share their own story and just tell me what they've been going through. And I would just give them the best advice that I could and just talk them through it a little bit. And, I don't know where that led in their life, if it led anywhere, or maybe it will down the road. Like, I just don't know what the Lord is going to do with that in their life. And it was just cool to just be along for maybe their journey of life in a key moment.
That's so precious. So you got married?
Yes, in 2024. So we've almost been married 2 years.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
How's married life?
It's been great.
So many people told us that the first year was going to be so hard, but honestly, it was so amazing. It was great. Yeah, we got married, and then 2 days later, we hopped on the road and started touring as a duo together.
So was that the time when you knew that God was bringing you together as a duo?
Yeah, he really brought our ministries together at the same time that we got married.
What were you thinking, Max, during this whole time?
I mean, especially during when we got married. So the kind of quick backstory is an artist we tour with, his name is Sean Rodriguez. He asked us to go on. We know
Sean. Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's awesome. And he asked me at first if I was interested in going on tour and playing keyboard for him. And then he also asked if Grace and I would like to open for him. But he specifically said, would you and at the time she was my fiance, would you and your fiance want to open for me? But the kind of fun fact is that we were not officially a duo yet. And so we kind of took that as confirmation from the Lord, like, oh, let's try this out. Let's see what it's like to be an official duo, and let's go on the road this summer. And
Grace, you've been dealing with a lot of struggles, and God has taken you through a journey. You've written a song about it, and we're going to listen to it when we come back.